This is a look at NFL players who stared death in the face, who almost lost it all on the gridiron. Darrell Stingley, wide receiver, New England Patriots, a name that once echoed through the stadiums. Electric player, one of those guys who could turn on the Jets and take it to the house anytime he touched the ball. His speed and agility were unmatched. August 12, 1978, preseason game against the Oakland Raiders, a day that would change everything. Stingley runs a crossing route, eyes on the quarterback, focused, determined, ready to make a play. Then, boom. Jack Tatum, Raiders safety, levels him, a hit that would be remembered forever. The hit heard round the world. Stingley drops to the turf. The impact was devastating. Doesn't move. Silence falls over the stadium. The crowd holds its breath. You could hear a pin drop. The atmosphere was heavy with shock and disbelief. Turns out, Stingley suffered a severe spinal cord injury. The diagnosis was grim. Paralyzed from the neck down. His football career? Over. Dreams shattered in an instant. Imagine that. 1 minute you're on top of the world, living your dream, celebrating victories. The next, you're fighting for your life. The contrast is stark and heartbreaking. Stingley never walked again, but he never gave up. His spirit remained unbroken. He became an advocate for spinal cord injury research, a symbol of hope. His voice was powerful. He lived another 29 years after that hit. Chris Spielman, linebacker, Detroit Lions, a name synonymous with grit and determination. One of the toughest dudes to ever strap on a helmet. A tackling machine. He was relentless on the field, always giving his all. 1997, Lions versus the Buffalo Bills, a game that would be etched in memory. Spielman goes in for a tackle, head-on collision, another one of those moments that make you cringe. The impact was brutal. Spielman stayed in the game. That's the kind of player he was, tough as nails. He never backed down, no matter the pain. But something wasn't right. He had numbness, tingling in his arms. The signs were alarming. Turns out, he had a serious neck injury. Doctors told him to retire. The news was devastating. Said he risked paralysis if he ever played again. Think about that. The stakes were incredibly high. Imagine being told you could never play the game you love again, that you risked your health, your future, by stepping back on that field. The emotional toll was immense. Spielman listened. He retired. But he didn't let the injury define him. He chose a new path. He became a broadcaster, a coach. He continued to share his knowledge and passion for the game. He showed the world that even though his playing days were over, his passion for the game, his love for life, would never die. His spirit remained unbroken, inspiring countless others. Kevin Everett, tight end, Buffalo Bills, a young player with a bright future. September 9, 2007, Bills versus the Denver Broncos. It was a routine play, special teams. Everett went in for a tackle. And then, the unthinkable. Everett went down, and he didn't get up. His head snapped back at an awkward angle. You knew it was bad. The stadium went silent. Players from both teams took a knee. The world held its breath. Everett had suffered a spinal cord injury. Doctors gave him a grim prognosis. They said he might never walk again. But Everett, he's a fighter. He refused to give up. He attacked his rehab with the same intensity he brought to the football field. And then, a miracle. Everett walked. He walked out of that hospital, defying the odds. He showed the world that hope, that faith can move mountains. Ryan Shazier, linebacker, Pittsburgh Steelers, one of the most feared defensive players in the league. December 4th, 2017, Monday Night Football, Steelers versus the Cincinnati Bengals. Shazier goes in for a tackle, head-on collision. He immediately grabs his back, the look on his face. You knew it was bad. Shazier was carted off the field, rushed to the hospital. The diagnosis? A spinal cord injury. The football world held its breath. Shazier underwent spinal stabilization surgery. He faced a long, grueling rehab. But just like the other warriors on this list, Shazier refused to quit. He attacked his recovery with a relentless spirit. He danced at his wedding. He walked across the stage at the NFL draft. He showed the world that even in the face of adversity, you can overcome anything. Reggie Brown, wide receiver, Detroit Lions, a young player with a promising career ahead of him. October 14th, others. DeMar Hamlin, safety, Buffalo Bills, a young man living his dream. January 2nd, 2023, Monday Night Football, Bills versus the Cincinnati Bengals. Hamlin makes a tackle, seems routine. He gets up, and then he collapses. The world watched in horror. Medical personnel rushed to his side. They started CPR. The minutes felt like hours. Hamlin had suffered cardiac arrest. His heart had stopped. The game was suspended. Players, coaches, fans, we were all in shock. Hamlin was rushed to the hospital in critical condition. The world prayed for a miracle. And then, a glimmer of hope. Hamlin woke up. He started to recover. He defied the odds. He walked out of that hospital stronger than ever. He returned to the football field, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. These stories, man, they're a punch to the gut. They remind us that football, as much as we love it, can be a cruel game. But they also highlight something else, something truly remarkable: the human spirit, the will to overcome. These players, they faced their darkest fears, stared death in the face, and emerged stronger on the other side. They taught us about resilience, about courage, about the power of never giving up hope. So the next time you watch a football game, remember these guys. Remember the risks they take, the sacrifices they make, and never, ever take a single down for granted.